Hi sisters, this is Cece from Reigniting Women for Christ with another Shalom tidbit. I hope this video meets you and your family of the best of health. And speaking of health, this tidbit is focusing on food consumption. Some of you might be aware of the late great Dr. CB. If not, I suggest you take a look after this video. Dr. CB conducted a deep dive and dedicated his entire life to organic, healthy living. As part of his crusade, he even spent a few years in jail because of the results of his personal crusade. All of that information can be available just by letting your fingers do the walking. My disclaimer, I am not a nutritionist or a healthcare practitioner. I'm just an individual on her faith walk searching for the truth. And in terms of searching for the truth, that also comes in the truth about the food industry and what we consume. While I do not want this video to be very long in duration, I'm just going to drop a few nuggets, and hopefully this will tickle your ear to the point that you'll be curious enough to go and do your own research and take action. Now, according to a lot of researchers, the food consumption that we purchase with our own hard-earned dollars, and we consume is responsible for the disease of the body. So the joint pain, cancer, mucus, they're all based on our nutrition to begin with. And so whether we're looking at the mucus buildup, or the inflammation of the joints, or just a lot of acidic, like sometimes when you urinate, you can tell the level of your acidity if your urine is very strong, almost like that of beer. And hopefully I'm not grossing anyone out, but everyone is an adult, and I'm just giving you signals so you should know just by certain steps: joint pains, smell of urine, even looking at your last lab report. That should be very telling and hopefully encourages you to take the next step. So a few tips, just to say, start with water. Going for at least 1 gallon, consuming 1 gallon of water a day should be very helpful. And I start my day out by consuming almost 1.300 milliliters before going to work. Throughout the day, I would consume the same amount because I would take it to work. It's portable. And then when I come home, I fill it up again and drink the same amount. When I did the measurements, based on the milliliter of the jar, that was equivalent to about 1 gallon of water. And I noticed the difference right like that. Another great example is you may want to engage in fasting. And not fasting just to diet, but fasting as a means on your spiritual journey. But it does have great results physiologically as well. Just last week, I was part of a 3-day fast with another group. And I am not an expert in fasting, but I did do the Daniel fast, which is more vegetables and focusing on a lot of tea and water, which fills you up. The day goes by quickly. You don't even notice. I'm not going to lie. The first day, like almost every time I do a fast, the first day for me, I have a headache right here at the temple area, and I very rarely get headaches. But the second day was a lot easier. So the day of fasting where I have no water and no food is done on the Day of Atonement. That's one of our feast days. That's in the Bible if you look at Leviticus 23. Other than that, when I do fast, I either do a liquid fast with smoothies and water and tea, or Daniel, veggie style only. And of course that day you focus on prayer, meditation. One of the areas I love to include that can be found, I believe is in Isaiah, is about almsgiving. This information can also be found in the book of Tobit in the Old Testament, where the father was giving a recommendation to his son that he loved dearly. And one of the things in terms of rules of life is about fasting, praying to your God, and almsgiving. So typically what I do I would either pack a bag or put a few dollar notes in an envelope, put a scriptural message on the envelope, And in the area that I work, it's in an underserved area. I'm not going to say impoverished, but underserved area. And during my lunchtime, when I take my health walks, or when I'm driving to work or returning home, by the tunnel area, there's always someone that disappears in front of my car. So I try to make that a habit as well. That might be helpful to someone. And what I'm also going to start doing in terms of fresh foods is pack a sandwich a day with a drink, with a water, with a nice pack, and also put the money in there and leave it in a bag. And whenever someone comes, if you're prepared, you can just give them that in love. And I package that again with a scripture, so hopefully they can go to that. But speaking of the diet part of it now, we want to look at more alkali-based foods. Now, I didn't know this, so again, I am new, so please don't let this information deter you in any way. It should more encourage you to go forward with your faith walk as well as on your physical improvement journey. So what I've learned from Dr. Sebi's website is that there are a lot of hybrid foods, right? I didn't know that. So, and one way of telling a hybrid food is if the fruit or vegetable does not have a seed. Like a seedless watermelon is hybrid. Like a tangelo, that's hybrid. If you have a seedless grape, it's hybrid. What God created has seeds when it comes to vegetable fruits. So fruits that you should be considering, which I already love and I embrace: mangoes, papaya, grapes with seed, watermelon with seed, soursop. You know where I'm going with this. Those are all good foods, and when it's digested, it becomes more alkaline. Conversely, you have the more acidic fruits and vegetables, so you may want to pay attention to any hybrid foods. But with the acidic side, if you pay attention to anything that's purely white sugar, white flour, white rice, white bread, or any sweeteners, you may want to remove from your diet straight away, as well as anything that's heavily caffeine, coffee and chocolate. Now, if you're a coffee drinker and you're drinking 5 a day, I suggest if you reduce it to just 1 cup a day with a gallon of water, that will already make a significant difference for you. But it's an individual, it's called bio-individualism. It depends on your body type. You have to look and see what you're consuming, consider your body type, and make the necessary adjustments. Everything you take away, you can replace with something positive, and that's more alkaline. And together, if you start that journey and be more mindful between the fasting, whether it's once a week or once a month, depending on you and where you like to start, plus with the change in your food regimen, that should enhance your living. And thus, you'll be living and starting a Shalom living lifestyle. I hope this tidbit was very helpful. Please don't be afraid to take the next step. I took it just this year, so you're not too late, and I'm already seeing results. So I plan to maintain this lifestyle for my Shalom living. I don't think I have anything else to add, so hopefully this was helpful to you. And I pray that you and your family have a blessed day. Shalom.